Al Capone, the Scarface saga. Born in 1899, Alphonse Gabriel Capone was a regular Brooklyn kid, sowing the seeds of an extraordinary life. Little did he know he'd become America's most notorious gangster. As a young boy, Capone found his way into the Five Points gang. There he met Johnny Torrio, a man who would play a significant role in his life. In his early 20s, Capone worked at a Brooklyn inn. A flippant remark to a woman led to a brawl, gifting Capone a scar on his cheek. Then on, he was known as Scarface. Against his will, Capone's new name spread like wildfire, but he wasn't fond of it, preferring to be known for his deeds rather than his appearance. In 1920, Torrio invited Capone to Chicago. The lure of power and money was irresistible. Capone moved, marking the beginning of his rise to infamy. With the advent of Prohibition, the illegal liquor business boomed. Capone saw an opportunity and seized it, building a bootlegging empire under Torrio's guidance. In 1925, Torrio retired and Capone took over. His ruthless tactics, business acumen, and charisma catapulted him to the top of Chicago's underworld. Violence and bloodshed marked Capone's reign. The infamous St. Valentine's Day Massacre in 1929 epitomized his brutal approach to handling competition. Despite the ruthlessness, Capone was a paradox. He opened soup kitchens during the Depression and pushed for expiry dates on milk bottles, earning public admiration. However, his public deeds couldn't mask his criminal activities. The law was closing in. In 1931, Capone was charged with income tax evasion. Capone's empire began to crumble. The man who once held Chicago in his grasp was losing control. His reign was ending. In 1932, Capone was sentenced to 11 years in prison. The unstoppable force had finally met an immovable object. In prison, Capone's health deteriorated. He was released in 1939, a shadow of his former self. The powerful Scarface was no more. Back in Miami, Capone lived a quiet life, a stark contrast to his flamboyant past. The fall from grace was complete. In 1947, Capone died from cardiac arrest. The man, the myth, the legend was gone, but his legacy lived on. Al Capone's story is a tale of power, violence, and downfall. A kid from Brooklyn who rose to become Scarface, only to fall from glory. In the end, Capone was a man marked by his scar, both physically and metaphorically. His life's tale is as enduring as the scar on his face. Al Capone, the Scarface Saga, a story of ambition, power, and downfall, an exciting journey through the life of America's most notorious gangster. Like and subscribe.